Welcome back to the realms to the realms of David's mind chaos, whatever the hell that means. And now we're in a spaceship.
Ow.
Okay. So when do we go instead to Neverrealm?
Surprisingly, no. Too. There is no hell level.
People fat next.
I love how that polygon that you just stabbed still had the sound death of the zombie.
Yes.
Seriously, the props to whoever did that bit of voice acting there, I guess.
Alright, so the developers use this particular level trope as an excuse for gravity change. You can make the gravity way more heavy or way more lighter, so David can jump immediately high. Thing is, what they go on.
This implies that someone in David's world and time knows about the future, I guess.
Again, like, I'm pretty confident we're putting more thought into this.
We can like super highlight where it gets incredibly weird towards the end.
There you go. Fuck that. Fuck this stupid shit. All right, now that shit is off, let's actually hit it. There you go. Look at that. That's better.
What's this music?
All right, let's. Wee. There you go. Moving on.
So these are essentially dungeons within a dungeon when you think about it.
Beat the polygons.
Yes, let's beat the 3D polygons.
Beat them.
Take this, Vector Man. And Vector said, "I wish to have a sequel. You don't."
Today it won't.
Like that's the big regret too. We're never gonna get Light Crusader 2, where we finally see David's kingdom.
Alas.
You gained water.
A lot of these old Sega RPGs, not just RPGs, but old games that Sega had on the Genesis Mega Drive, not necessarily also end in sequel baits, but you know, did not got franchised when they potentially could have. Like, I think there was also Ever Oasis on that front.
And we got a dead fish. David runs down into the ground and removes Hugh, the smelly old fish. Anyway, yeah, there you go, man. It's apparently these things kind of banana.
Yes, robots bleed red blood in this world.
And again, they scream like that. And as a reminder, this is supposedly all in David's head.
I wonder if the lore dictates that these are actually real beings cybernized into
these are supposed
those.
to be his nightmares.
And there you go. Our boss is a ball of spikes covered in orange goo.
Oh my god, it's the SX parasite!
Sure, go with that.
Okay. It's gonna kill you. Alright. If it's gonna...
I'm guessing the strategy for that is usually supposed to be that you cast magic from a range so as to not get absolutely ganged up and humped like that.
I guess.
Again, you're doing it the brute force way using food, so that works too.
It's one of those things where I guess there may be potentially better alternatives in terms of using magic. It's just that the magic, when you first start off the game, the magic is so useless. I kind of got used to just brute forcing my way through the game, honestly.
Is magic your only means of ranged attack?
Yes.
Then
Very
yeah,
much.
I'm gonna
Maybe there's only one weapon, the sword. The closest you can get is the lunging attack, but you can still get damage while doing it.
Mm-hmm. And there it is.
There we go.
Ooh, we got some filet and bread. I'm one of King Garriot's wizards. Those yeah, he says the exact same shit.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, all 8 wizards say the exact same thing when you free them, so...
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Alright. And they also kind of look like the 7 wizards at during the prologue of A Link to the Past, actually, now that I look at it.
Well, to be fair, it's a bit of a generic design. If anything, it reminds me of the villain of King's Quest 3. So...
Yeah. Alright, moving on. Yeah, I think now I'm going to get
I
myself
don't think you need to restore health. You're probably going back to the town to get more food, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think it's me realizing that right now. So, alright. What other realm can we enter? Yeah.
A new spore of madness.
And now we're going to war!
Oh shoot, World War II?
Yes.
I guess.
Huh.
Again.
Bananas.
What is going through David's mind when he sees all this?
Does David even think?
I'd like to imagine he does, because otherwise, how does he function?
I mean, to be fair, these soldiers apparently are the most incompetent ever because they take a
Wait,
bomb before
whoa,
they start
whoa.
shooting.
Did you just reflect the bullet back by striking?
Yes, you
with
can
a
do it.
sword?
Jova, David is just that good.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know, Jova. I get the feeling David's mind works like Derek's from Swan Princess. Like, remember, one of my favorite lines is when the dad turns to Derek at the beginning of the 5th movie. Derek, do you think? And he doesn't even answer, which just makes me which like Detective Steve said in his review. Yep, it seems like he does not think.
And the boss is a chicken walker.
I get the feeling David's brain operates on the same wavelength as Derek's, Jova.
Is that supposed to be like one of the mini ATs from Star
Yeah, a
Wars?
chicken walker.
Probably.
Jesus, he still died with that agonizing scream.
Is that to imply there was a person inside there that dies?
Usually
like
these
that?
things are piloted, so yeah.
Alright, so I was trying to heal myself before the final room,
But
however,
the boss respawns.
the boss actually does respawn, so we'll have to beat him again. Don't worry, it's quick.
What even is this thing? It looks so freaky.
Yeah.
I get the idea they tried to create a chicken walker, but because they used the polygons for technology, they just stuck together a bunch of shapes and called it a day. Like,
Yeah.
This will look good maybe in Star Fox 64, not here.
Okay, moving on.
Well, if that's the case, actually, wouldn't that be a massive achievement that a Mega Drive game could look as good as this into the 64 game?
Okay, to be fair, I kind of have to have that there. I'm in the original Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. That one had a lot of those shapes, geometry-shaped polygons like that.
There you go.
Done by a British team, nonetheless.
Time to
Proud.
beat them. There you go, I beat them. Oh look, another wizard. I wonder if he's gonna say the same shit again. Yep, he is.
I'm one
gonna
of
say
King
the
Gary.
same
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's at this point where I get tired. No, they always say the
Thanks, Kepura Gebura.
Okay,
So,
so
is there any way to influence which world you go to next? Is it random
I mean-
each time?
no. Okay, let me notice that the diamond or crystal, whatever it is spinning, right, Jova? He will go to the realm whenever it points to one of the various statues. And the statue that it's pointing to dictates where you go. And now we're in feudal Japan because
Feudal Japan, of course.
and we're fighting shinobis.
Well, good. Can I actually meet Joe Musashi?
But, yeah, but we already got I think we already got a Shinobi game by this point, didn't we?
Yes,
on the Mega Drive?
actually.
Yeah. we
Anyway,
did.
how can you tell which one that the crystal's pointing at, though? Because the crystal always seems to be pointing down.
No, it's not that particular. It's not. It's like next time you look at the crystal, you'll notice that there's actually an indentation.
It's more of a rhomboid kind of shape. So
Yeah.
The extremities on the sides that are pointing.
Yeah, you'll notice an indentation that clearly is pointing to the statues. You'll see. Just keep an eye out for it when we get back to the main floor.
Shapes are fun.
With every playthrough, are the sequence of worlds that you go through always in the same order, or
No.
can it change with each?
You get to, like I said, you can basically choose which realm to do based on when you touch the crystal and based on where it's pointing.
Again, Gunstar Heroes had something similar to that, which is something that Cuphead homage. You know the thing that you have to do before fighting King Dice Jova when all bets are off, where he spins the wheels and you get randomizer? It's kind of sort of like that. Gunstar Heroes had something similar, and this is a basically callback to that.
Yeah.
I see.
when I was like I said, I'm genuinely convinced that David operates on the David's brain operates basically on the same way that Derek's brain operates. Like it seems like he thinks, but if you actually confirm about it, he will basically confirm for you that he does not think. So there you go.
Also, these ninjas are doing all wrong. In order to beat David, they had to toss him outside of a bridge.
Alright, moving on. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to check something. Moving on.
At least the music is on point in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him credit for something that happens near the last act of the game. This does seem to be at least well thought out with the production values that they gave. Like, in a lot of cases, you would be able to tell that this was a last-minute addition, but in here, it at least does feel like something that was always planned from the get-go.
And there you go. In this case, there wasn't even a boss, just a horde of ninjas.
Well, remember too, there was also that bit with the zombies in the first realm I went to. Some of these have bosses, others just have a lot of enemies. Alright, Jova, notice the crystal. Notice that little thing.
So that bit.
That bit that can potentially point to the statues. That's the part you have to. That's the bit that you have to pay attention to.
Moves slower with each time because it's pointing at less stuff.
Yep.
I'm guessing also, like, if you try to go in
Ice level.
Now, where are we?
We're in an ice cave.
You can play as Ice David.
But anyway, I'm guessing that when you try to go to a room that's already been gone through, it won't let you go in.
If I remember correctly, no way. Actually, it does. You can always go back to all of the realms if you want. To be fair.
So you just replay them then in that regard?
Yes, you'll basically just replay them, which is cool because the ice cave that we're doing right now is actually the best place in the game to grind for magic. Because let's just say the game is not done being creative with whatever types of enemies it throws at you.
Sliding around all over the shop.
Ice physics. Gotta love them. Alright, almost there. From this should...
David is just practicing for his Disney musical on ice routine.
Yes. Alright, moving on. This should work. There you go.
Cha-ching!
Alright, let's beat them.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. It sounded like he said something in addition to beat them.
Did he?
It sounded...
Didn't really sound
I could have sworn I heard him say 3 words instead of just beat them.
Alas, moving on.
Okay, this puzzle. The moment you enter the room, all 4 platforms start rising up. However, once you step on them, they stop rising up. So you have to time your jumps appropriately.
Oh, the platforms are slippery too, I see.
Yes, they are, because they really shouldn't be. They're not made of ice, but whatever. Alright, well, fuck. Let's try that again.
Easier said than done.
These fucking ice physics combined with the isometric perspective. Jesus.
Everyone's favorite.
There you go. Okay, so that's basically it. You have to try your best, but obviously you don't jump to the one to most to the right first. Fuck.
You'll get it eventually.
Eventually. Fuck.
Ass.
Yeah, basically. This year. Oh, fuck!
Oh,
Why are the platforms slippery? They're not made of ice. Like, Jesus.
There we go.
Dear Lord.
They forget to code.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting the 4 elements themselves.
Oh snap!
Totally signified the importance of an ice cavern.
No, that's what that new Avatar sequel series should be. The Avatar actually fighting the elements.
Yes.
Well,
Get on it, Brian and Mike.
Who died?
What were you saying, Joe, about this not really feeling like it was done at the last second?
Elements fall.
No. Honestly, I get a kick out of this because it is kind of cool.
As you'll notice, when you beat one of these 4 enemies, you get a shit ton of element capsules. See, I'm even full of fire right now. So basically, and since you can repeat this level as many times as you want, like I already explained to Jova, you can basically use this as your primary place for grinding up for magic.
And you don't even have to buy the spells either.
Exactly. That being said, that being said, since magic is for the most part useless in my opinion, that being said, it will allow me to do a shit ton of thunder spells at the final boss later. So I'm not to mention there's a specific boss that is much easier to beat if you have thunder.
Too much, I guess.
I'm sorry, what there?
Can't complain too much, I guess.
Sure.
Now what?
About the lack of efficiency in the spells.
Okay.
Okay, are the spells yelling "take that" at us?
Yes.
Well, aside from the wizard dodges.
Maybe. There you go.
Why even the elements sound like we human screaming?
Maybe
Not just that,
they're
though.
secretly-
Not just that though. By killing the water lemon, I also gained the fillet, a meat fillet. So.
Very considerate, I guess.
All right, time to kill the air. There you go.
Jesus.
And it also drops a fillet. Alright, a fountain, thank you. Let's see.
There you go. We almost have full life.
Let's drink the piss of the gods.
Oh.
And
okay.
I guess
Fire dragon?
no, I guess remember this is the second boss we fought in the game, so I guess the developers ran out of ideas at this point.
Wait, hold on. So the fire dragon rules the ice layer.
You figured that one out.
Of course. It's
Okay.
genius.
Okay,
He provides all.
Brother.
if you run out of
Obviously,
ideas,
what he is
go on.
Obviously, what the dragon is doing here is doing a fire cell, like how Wendy Koopa tried to do in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show when she ruled over that Iceland and thus took Mother Piranha Plant to provide heat for the area.
I guess. Okay, I get it. Like you couldn't really think of an original boss to put in here. You wanted to reuse a different one. Okay, fine. But how about reusing a boss that actually doesn't completely clash with the setting of this dungeon?
Or at the very least, make it a palette swap. Unlike a lot of people, I actually normally don't even have a problem with palette swaps, even in RPGs and similar. So, coloring this blue and calling it an ice dragon would honestly feel into me.
I do wonder if the intent here was for irony or a sense that since he's the hottest being here, he'd rule it. Although granted,
It's gonna kill you.
These worlds are supposedly from David's mind, so maybe this is David's memory of the boss?
Very scrambled, like the eggs he just consumed.
There you go.
Oh my god, it all makes sense, guys. What we're seeing is David's inner psyche with these worlds.
Oh yeah. Okay, blah 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 blah. Defeat the bringer of darkness. Blah blah blah.
Okay, so we have now
99 of every spell.
Oh. And like you said, we can come back to the world, so yeah, if you want to just
Good to
grind
go.
on that. Let's see, so we got, I think, either
7, I think.
6.
Alright, let me just see.
I feel like we have 6 at the moment, but...
1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's 5.
Oh no, it's 5. And now we're in Tron.
I mean,
Hey,
of course,
kids, wait, and versions of the crystal? What?
Unfortunately, there is no either Wendy Carlos or Daft Punk, so...
Well, Timmy was done without that.
Yeah, although I do prefer the second Tron soundtrack, to be honest.
Well, you and most people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember the composition of the first Tron. It's been a long time, admittedly, since I saw it, so I'll have to give it another go.
Alright.
I have not seen any of the Tron movies yet, but the consensus I've been able to garner is that while people consider the first one more of a classic, the second one does have the more memorable soundtrack.
And we gained iron gloves.
In the data world, interesting.
There you go, we now got the
Iron
best gloves in the
gloves.
game. There you go.
Cool.
So what do they do? Give us better defense?
Yes. I mean, I'm assuming it does that, but the game doesn't really tell you.
Check again.
Beats them.
And
What
the
are we fighting? Data viruses?
I think it's like just enemies. There you go, to palette swaps. Like they took the enemies and just made them dark. There you go. There's your palette swaps.
Cool. Shadow demons.
Oh look, more air. Ooh, and water. Or no, actually, honey. Actually.
Honey.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Anyway, A fish and a banana. Alright, let's eat the banana. And there's honey, which gives us 30 points. That should be enough. Alright, let's beat them.
Say so. So again, I'm assuming this world is a data core or something, and the blackly colored zombies are meant to simulate computer viruses, because this do be the 90s, so everyone and their mother was thinking of how weird and wacky the web or inside of a computer must be.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, the actual developer thought process was, let's put in one of these levels like this, it'd be cool. You find anything too?
Give me a second.
Sure. Blah, 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 defeat the bringer of darkness, blah, blah. Yeah, basically. Let's just
Okay,
see.
now we have 6, so that leaves the 2 corner ones, I believe.
Yes, but first let's do ourselves. And there you go. Alright, next realm. There you go. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Not this one.
Speak of the devil, you can go back. There you go.
We already went through Feudal Japan. Let's try this one. Yeah, there's actually 2.
Wait, we've already been here.
No, you'll notice over that this one is different. You'll notice that the layout is different. There's actually 2 World War II levels. I guess they. I guess they were.
Really is on David's mind.
I guess they came up with 7 realms, but oh wait, we already established it's 8 realms. Reuse the war one. There you go.
The soundtrack here is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mortar cannons. That's great.
Yep. Wait till you see the final boss of this dungeon.
Oh,
It's a Metal Gear, isn't it?
Not a Metal Gear, Joa, but you're close. Go on, those.
I thought that honey was liquor for a second there.
The only alcoholic beverage you have in this game is wine. It heals your poison.
Ah, so they're going for the ultra-refined alcohol, I see.
Clearly. Moving on. Yeah, I actually got to a point where my inventory is full, so I have to get rid of something. But not yet, since I actually have full health, so...
Beats them.
Yes. How are these mortars fighting on their own? Go on, too.
The closest I could find is that someone in 2010 had the same idea of you, Pedro, in asking what the gloves do, and the best and people had a best guess that they just increase your defense.
I mean, what else would it even be?
Guess,
I mean, what else would it even be?
So what you're telling me is that nobody's ever
something like life. So at first I thought it might raise your HP, but it doesn't make any sense.
And now we're fighting a. Oh, hold on, sorry. I'm gonna heal myself before we start the boss. Go on.
So what you're telling me is that despite all the years and popularity that this game has, no one truly knows what the gloves do.
At least not until I actually can potentially research deeper, but it's not really worth it.
Not really, no.
How weird.
Like,
I think that's the best way to this.
It's the case of, big equipment better, let's equip that.
And now we're finding a giant tank!
What is this?
Well, a Panzer model.
Q,
no use, Vulcan Raven.
Q encounter from Metal Gear Solid 1. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Monkey's Paw is the very bored version from 3.
Oh god, no, please.
Is this where the developers went insane?
Dweebs, I would like to remind you again, I know that you probably haven't played it, but these are the same developers of Gunstar Heroes. They are insane.
Yep.
Gunstar Heroes. There's a game we've definitely got to do for the channel. Let me put it like this,
before Cuphead, just to put in context.
Yeah, Gunstar Heroes is one of the best ways to experience all the thrills and heights you can get from doing all the drugs under the sun while still sober.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound weird? Don't worry, it sets you up for just how weird the game is.
Since we're fighting a tank, I have a question. It tends to be polarizing. What's your opinion on the demonically possessed tank boss in Devil May Cry 2?
Like in terms of its
Like, do you think it's
difficulty?
too out of place? Do you not
Oh,
mind?
that. I'm fine with it.
Same.
Look, Devil May Cry is all about those over-the-top, sometimes out-of-nowhere moments where you fight anything from like a possessed refrigerator to an ultra-high demon or whatnot. Like, nah, possessed tank, I'm perfectly fine with that.
David, are you sure that trying to destroy a tank with a sword is the best course of action?
But it's
Well,
gonna
given
kill
how
me.
much he's whittled down its health, I guess
no,
so.
a true hero doesn't need a machine. Watch, and then
Oh.
dies.
But don't you see, Pedro? This is the might of Light Crusader.
I guess.
Of course.
Yeah, blah 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 blah
I'm
blah.
surprised
blah.
that in order to match these kind of things, they didn't make the actual Light Crusader a genuine, laser sword. This was the era where everyone was copying Star Wars, so this was perfectly possible to have a laser sword in your game and still get away with it.
Like even Super Highlight literally has a lightsaber.
Right,
as a
like you said,
weapon.
tends to justify a bit more its sci-fi elements, even if, again, the ending part gets really weird.
Yes, yes, it does.
It does.
It's not even a case where it goes meta, it just decides to unravel onto itself. It's just weird.
Are you going to buy something? Blah blah blah. Okay, so
You know,
we.
when we eventually,
Go
sorry,
on.
go on.
No, go on.
When we eventually cover the Highlight games, are we going to cover that fourth game that technically is a Japanese exclusive as well?
I don't know what you're talking about, then I prefer not to think too much because Highlight as a series seems very undercooked at best.
Oh yeah, especially Virtual Highlight. Ugh.
Thanks Atlus for publishing in the West.
Goddamn. I guess this is part of their deep, dark history. That
Not
they want people
necessary.
to
Atlus
forget.
did a lot of third-party publishing for the West. They did publish, I think, in North America, Demon Souls, because again, Sony was not willing to export it on their own, so From Software had to subcontract two different publishers, Atlus for the North America and Bandai Namco for Europe. This is what eventually led to the creation of Dark Souls, because Bandai Namco saw the potential for the franchise and pulled From Software and said, see, maybe we can do something about it.
Huh, Bandai Namco doing a good there.
So
It
without
happens.
fear.
Okay.
Go!
You're
Yes,
the man.
It's not even an hour. He's
More like Captain Obvious.
it's not even an hour. Fix things. This was just telling you what to do right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's more or less what oracles are tasked to do. So, again, technically,
And now Cowboy
we're on a
time.
farm.
Yes. Now we're in the
Oh,
western.
wait.
Flamethrower. They must have eaten a barbecue for lunch.
I remember the Western where we have a giant skull statue shooting flames at you.
Don't you know, Dwibs? It's cowboys and aliens.
This is, to quote Jim Carrey,
This
this
is
is
weird.
weird.
Yeah, you know what? If that's what maybe Clint Eastwood should do. This is his last movie. Just have a Western, but they're just firing flamethrowers at you.
For a moment, I thought you were going to suggest that he do an adaptation of Light Crusader.
Nah,
How do you
that's
even
not
do
really-
that?
That's not really his thing, I don't think.
Oh, honestly, who knows? Like, Sega apparently have been hitting the green light on a few video game movie adaptations. Like, we're getting a Space Channel 5 movie, and of all things, a Comic Zone.
There you go. Now we're fighting cowboys.
Oh, so we are in the Wild West with
Mhm.
tombstone flamethrowers. What the heck?
Of course. You know, I do wonder what live. Okay, do we know if the Space Channel 5 is a live action adaptation or a 3D animated one?
I think it's a live action one.
Wonder what kind of actress we can have to play Ulala. It's very unique as a character. She's very unique.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is a bit old for the role.
Yeah, a bit older on that. We need
I guess that
Maybe Anna Taylor-Joy.
maybe that
is she good at singing?
maybe that pink-haired girl from Lazy Town. I don't know.
Oh God, what is that actress doing these days now?
I think she might be Icelandic, like the rest of the cast.
Granted, I guess she can do a good American accent, assuming that was her actual speaking
I never
voice in
bothered to try because I'm
Lasertown.
mostly stuck with well, okay, aside from the more mimetic portions, I'm mostly stuck with my. Also, we're fighting a earthworm. Like
Yes.
that's literally
What is this?
earthworm.
Wait. What does this have to do with the Wild West? Oh yes, that's right. I remember that boss in Red Dead
This is the
Redemption 2
prequel
that
to
was just.
Tremors.
Oh yes, I remember that boss in Red Dead Redemption 2 that was a flipping sandworm.
But no, maybe this is the prequel to Tremors, I guess.
You can tell that the developers just went on a phase of development where like anything goes. Just
Pull them out of
course.
the hat.
it's
So
like
the
it's like
Wild
that
West,
scene.
which was-
Sorry, go on.
So the Wild West, fit with ancient temple-looking flamethrowers, and of course, a giant bouncing worm. Assuming that's what that's supposed to be.
It's like that line from that I love from Rothbard in Swan Prince.
This music.
It's the music too. It's like that line. It's like that line from Rothbard from Swan Princess 4 that I love so much. Like there are no bad ideas, so just let it flow. Yep, no doubt the thought process of this floor. Like,
And you know what? Again, I'm still all for it, but man, do I have to tilt my head at some of these.
You would think that with the idea of being the chaos of David's mind, it would be something like seeing the kingdom in flames, everyone perished, and the king telling that he failed his mission. But no, instead
that would require
carbon shard worm.
that would require David to actually
maybe
have normal thoughts too.
I wonder, maybe this is the game's way of telling us that David really is just stupid. Like, sure, he's very successful, but when it comes
Well,
to him
he's
being
more of a
supposedly a
paladin and not a
genius,
barbarian, so I don't know.
let me put it like this. It's not so much that he is outright dumb, but I can just imagine his enemies going, God, how can this knight be so clever, so strategic in thinking? But in reality, he's just thinking spilled milk, because he's really simple-minded.
Okay, we finally saved all the 8 wizards.
Again, what a fun journey that was, but man, I now know what it's like to be high without drugs.
You must now defeat the necromancer.
You don't say.
Jump into the crystal. Okay, so now we have to wait for all of the wizards to throw their hands up so they can transform the crystal like that. And then we can go into the boss.
Like you just don't care.
Alright, so okay, time to fight the necromancer. The necromancer is that big lead of the wizards that we saw before.
Roke?
No, not Roke. That's the final boss, Joa. This is, I guess, Roke's second in command, I guess?
I guess so.
Oh snap, he's got rocks to throw at us.
Gasp.
Again, the same basic strategy. Just keep whacking him until he falls dead.
I'm wondering if those cornerstones are supposed to be used to maybe weaken him in some way or regard.
Are they? I mean,
I
don't
know. Maybe they're susceptible to magic.
I mean, at the beginning of the game, these particular pillars were used to talk about that barrier that we needed a talisman to pass past for. So they're not part of a barrier in here because there's no barrier that I can detect. So I don't really know. I get the feeling the developers. Here's what probably happened, Joe. The developers realized that the room was probably a bit too empty. So they put in those 4 pillars in here to serve as decoration, and there you go. That's why those pillars are there. Because, to be honest with you, Jova, I get the feeling most of this game's development ran on rule of cool, more than anything.
Which, again, to give them credit, the game does not feel unplayable. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they at least had enough thought on how to, make this game fun.
Oh, sure.
Because, a lot of times when developers just think off of rule cool, they don't always account for keeping the game, fun.
Oh, sure. The reason I love this game is because not only is it perfectly fun gameplay-wise, and like I said, the puzzles are really good, but at the same time, the game has a very unique, quirky personality to it that is very unique.
Much so.
That is very unique and entirely its own. So I do again. There's just a lot of fun to be had playing the game. Like I said, the game is very easy, so you should be fine if you want to do a playthrough. Again, it's available on the Switch via the Switch Online thingy, so it's available there. You can get it on Steam. It's very easy to get. Go on, Trevor.
I feel like this game definitely came out at the perfect time. Like, we've witnessed a lot of games that have a similar mindset but have turned out to be pretty bad. This is due to the standards of the time dictating that, there needs to be something to flesh it out, but in terms of, the developers just put it in because they thought it would be cool, it feels like padding. This game, I feel, was released at the perfect time for that kind of mindset. And it still has enough of a narrative that you can stay engaged if you are here for the story. Now, nothing gripping, but again, for the time the game was released, and for it being, not a typical RPG of sorts, it is a relatively good time. And the ideas, while random, do feel like they flow together, in a sense.
It doesn't say anything to the statues, so no, we're probably not used to the feeling.
I guess just there for decoration. Hey, where'd the other guys go?
The game doesn't need them anymore, so they just drop from the plot together.
Correctly, here we go. The stairs leading to dungeon basement 6 have respawned.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
Alright, everybody. We have finally gotten to the final floor. Next time, we finally defeat Roke. This is after discovering this big motivation that the princess will discover. So tune in next time where we finally put an end to Ragnar Roke's evil.
And this time, it's personal.
See ya.
See you.